So, now that our website's been loaded onto the internet, we're totally done, right? Wrong. Just because we've uploaded for the first time doesn't mean your site is good to go. Right now, we'll go over some of the situations we might encounter now that our website is online. And we'll also explain our responsibilities as the webmasters of our shiny new site. First, we should always check to see what our website looks like once it's online, because a web page in our HTML editor can look very different from what will actually show up in a web browser. For one thing, mistakes happen all the time when uploading files. We might forget to upload a necessary image, or the file structure might have gotten mixed up as we transferred certain files. A well-made web page is one with no broken links or missing images, and it only takes a few minutes to look at each page and make sure that everything is working. It'll be worth it. Also, different web browsers may use different fonts or not recognize the formatting that we thought looked fine in our HTML editor. Some web browsers are also more forgiving of errors in HTML and will fix them automatically. So if we only look at our website in Internet Explorer, for example, we would never notice that it didn't work so well in Safari. So, double check the website in at least 2 different browsers to make sure that it will work. It should be able to load and look good in Internet Explorer and Firefox, which are available and commonly used on both the Mac and the PC. If we know there will be specific browsers or methods that people will use to look at the website, we should make sure to test these too. We may find that the website will look better in some browsers than others. For example, maybe it looks better in Safari than it does in Firefox. This is a natural part of the web development process, and as long as it works in both browsers, then we should be pretty happy. However, we should still do what we can to make our website look consistent across all platforms. The important thing to remember is that when we're uploading files to the internet, nothing is permanent. When we want to make changes or updates to the website, it's a simple matter of re-uploading the files to our web space. Re-uploading just means that we're copying a new version onto the web space, replacing the old version the same way we write and overwrite files on a hard drive. We can re-upload as often as we like, depending on how many updates we might need to make. Let's say that there's a typo on the index page of our portfolio website. Don't worry, this is easy to fix. Simply open up the HTML file in an HTML editor and correct the typo. Then, re-upload the HTML file to the same place. We re-upload the same way we initially uploaded, by dragging the file from our computer into our web space via an FTP client. Go back to our web browser and reload our website. The typo should be fixed. This was doable because we have a copy of the site on our computer and another on the web server. But if more than one person is working on the same site via a networked computer, we will need to be much more careful when creating new versions of the page. As we're getting ready to put our website online, we need to be careful about what exactly we're uploading. Remember, anyone on the internet will be able to see our website, which means that it's probably not a good idea to put our home address and phone number online. Even a full name can be potentially dangerous. The more we limit the amount of personal information we put online, the less exposed we are to potential identity theft and larger dangers. So, before we publish, go through every page of the site and make sure there's nothing there that reveals too much. Even a photo of a student in front of his or her school could be helpful to someone in the cyber world who wants to find that student in the real world. Also, there are copyright issues we should be aware of when uploading files to the net. After all, just because we put something on the web doesn't mean that other people can't steal it. However, we can license our work via a Creative Commons license, which gives us some general copyright protection. At least 30 countries acknowledge Creative Commons licenses, which protect our ownership of writing, images, and music, but allows us to share them with other people. We'll also be able to use other people's creative works that are licensed accordingly, without necessarily depriving them of ownership or credit. We should also be sure to back up our site in case of a technical or human catastrophe. Not only are web servers prone to crashing, but we might discover that we've inserted an error in the current version of the site and want to restore the site to a previous version. Creating a system for regular backups is a great way to keep our backups current. One way to do this might be to make a backup of the site every time we upload a new version to our web space. After all, we never know what might happen. Remember, nothing is absolutely safe on the web, but the best thing we can do is all play fair and be cautious about what we put online. That way, we'll be able to keep uploading to the internet, one of the best ways to share our work with the world.